All right, you guys, today I'm going to discuss a term with you, unilateral. This is going to be written in a lot of your programs, especially in the beginning, because of the benefits of focusing on the movements of the workout in a unilateral pattern. So what unilateral means is we're going to do everything on one side and then everything on the other. So an example, a walking lunge would just be I'm moving my right foot forward, coming up, moving my left foot forward, coming up, just alternating left to right. That is not unilateral, that is just alternating sides. Unilateral would be when I say a right foot forward lunge, come back. All of those reps for the entire set are on one side, una, part of the body, right? Same thing with a chest fly or a chest press. If I tell you a unilateral chest press or chest fly, let's say you're at a cable machine, you would only use one side of your body, get yourself in the correct form, do the fly all on one side. Once you completed that set, then you would move to the other side. So everything is on one side of the body before you move to the other. This is really important. Now, as you're progressing and training with me, there'll be different reasons that we do this throughout your program. But at the beginning, we're going to use this a lot because I want to help you create a very strong mind-muscle connection. You might have heard of that before, but it's when we start to build neural pathways from our brain to our muscles. The more we concentrate on the actual prime mover, meaning the muscle that is meant to actually move first in the movement. So for example, there's a ton of wrong ways to do a chest fly, okay? Ton of wrong ways to do a lateral raise. Ton of wrong ways to do a row. If you don't know how to activate the prime mover, what happens is, instead of doing with the correct muscle group that is the boss of the move, it's the one who needs to initiate the move, instead of the secondary movers, which are the helper muscles of the move, a lot of times our helper muscles are actually the overactive ones. And our prime movers, like our lats, our core, our glutes, our pec muscles, those oftentimes are the sleeping muscles, okay? So you use a lot of unilateral in the beginning of your program so you can really start to connect mentally with the muscle. The more we connect mentally with the muscle, the more we will get it to activate correctly. The more we get it to activate correctly, the more neural pathways we have created, the more firing of the muscle fibers will take place with every move, the less likely you are to do the move incorrectly and create injury, and the more you'll get out of every move. So this is laying a very solid foundation. If you've never worked on mind-muscle connection before, once you really start to get this, it's going to really empower you with your lifts because you're going to get a lot more out of every move. So when you see it says unilateral in your program, just remember that means I am going to do everything on one side of my body for the first set, and then when it's listed again, I will do everything on the other side of my body. And no alternating, but like let's say it was 12 reps, all 12 reps on my right, then all 12 reps on my left, okay? For example, I'm just gonna give you an example of really focusing and creating that mind-muscle connection with unilateral. The reason we do unilateral for that is if I have you here and you're trying to move a dumbbell or a cable fly in front of you this way, it's a lot for you to get your brain to deviate and focus on two pec muscles, to focus on not activating your shoulder first, because that's going to be what wants to happen, to activate or to focus on keeping your shoulders down and back and pressed in on both sides. That's a lot to think about for correct form to create that correct mind-muscle connection. But if we take one side of the body out, and I can get you to just focus on one side at a time, we're more likely to create that connection faster and stronger. So in this case, you're just going to think, shoulder down and back. So let's say I'm doing a cable fly. I actually will put my hand on my pec. Even all these years later, sometimes I'll do this. Oftentimes I'll do this. And I will squeeze the pec. So the move is not pull with the shoulder, okay? Not push with the back of my arm, but I'm going to actually squeeze the pec to bring my arm across, because that's the pec's job, is to actually bring it to the midline of the body, okay? So as I contract my pec, I'm actually squeezing the muscle, making it shorter, and my arm has no choice but to follow. Now, my shoulder is part of the move. It's a secondary muscle. It is stabilizing everything in the joint, and it's helping the pec. but it is not the initiator. So when you do a unilateral move, like a pec fly or a chest fly, then just think, I want to think of this pec muscle squeezing tightly, bringing the arm across. I want to have the shoulder only doing the work of stabilization in the move. So there you go, you guys. That's the term unilateral. That's why we use it, and that's why it's really important that you make that mind-muscle connection as we're growing your body together.